The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Steve Rhodes. Oh, wait, that's my normal opening for the 1 o'clock. But welcome to the May 2nd, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows it. It's May 3rd. Sorry about that, Duffy. Thank you. And but what I absolutely know is that each of us should always be a pioneer of our future versus a prisoner of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find a gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstances of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to us at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. And more important than that, and that's this, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone. It's one way to contact us, 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, you can always send me an email. Send it early. Send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside that subject heading, if you'd be kind enough to put radio show question and in our Tiger's Den. Well, any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, we got a green board out here. All the U.S. indices that we trade are trading to the upside. Dow's up 150, S&P 30, NASDAQ 121, Russell's up 15, Semi's up 23, Tranny's up 137. Gold's up $8, silver's up 11 pennies. Natural gas is up 56 cents, trading out at $8.04. The 30-year Treasury up 1 point and 4 ticks. 140.07 is the print there. The only thing to the downside, well, two things. Spot volatility index. That's positive, a little bit of positive for the S&P or the ES Mini. And then Lightspeed Crude is off $2.25. She's trading out at 102.91. Lead the charge. Dollar-wise, the upside, it's Credit Acceptance Corp up $85, 16%. Monolithic Power Systems up $40. That's nearly 10%. Google is up $27, a little over 1%. Waters Corp, $23, nearly 8%. Equinix is up $21, that's 3%. To the downside, Booking Holdings, $111, 5%. Rockwell Automation, 13%, $32. Expedia off $25 or 14%. HubSpot down 23 or 6%. Palo Alto Networks off 21 or 4%. So there's certainly movers and shakers out there. No questions so far. So let's just go take a look at the equity markets, what they're doing. And by doing that, we're going to go take a look at the ES Mini to begin with. And we'll look at its multiple time frames, again, just to get our head wrapped around what are the messages. Messages are going to be different for each time frame, or they may be different. In the case of the ES Mini, for its monthly time frame, you've got a TD9 count top. That TD9 count top says price should target 37.2050. That is the TD9 count breakout level. If that is going to happen, we need to see a close on a weekly basis below 41.2675. 41.2675 is the breakout level for the weekly time frame, which has been tested 4 different times and is held. So that is a pretty strong support level, 41.2675. Now, while price this time around was sitting in that area, well, what took place yesterday was a test and rejection of the February 28th low. Now, what we don't have is any kind of a bottom pattern out here. You could get that if we got a bullish reversal candle. That is not likely to occur today. And so it can be a bottom. You prefer to see a bottoming pattern, but price coming back and retesting that swing point. It was done with a little bit lighter volume out there. We ought to at least see a move. You can't. Tom coined a great phrase out there. I love it. You can't bust them down. You don't see the charts? Got to see the charts out there, Peter. They're up on the screen. But he coined that great phrase, if you can't bust them down, price will try to bust them to the upside. So the upside here or at least the first upside for the ES Mini, is going to be its oscillator and change line. That's right around the 42-48 level. Now, I'll expand out the daily time frame chart out here, and you'll see really just how important that oscillator and change line is, at least in assisting you and I to make a interpretation. Is this just a counter trend move? And right now we have to term it as a counter trend move, and that counter trend move should fail at about the 42-48 level. Now, that number is going to change a bit as price moves higher or lower. But that's really a key level. We haven't seen price above the oscillator and change line since April the 6th out there. So if price could close above that, that would be a big statement. But that's not what we have as we speak right now. That's where you'd expect. Don't know why there's no chart showing on YT. I don't know what YT is, but they're certainly up here inside the Tiger's Den. I mean, I can see them. So hopefully the guys in production can respond back to you. Back to the ES Mini charts out here. And on the ES Mini, if we take a look at the 30-minute time frame, so what you saw in most of the intraday time frames were bottoming signals. If we take a look at the ES Mini, what it was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom signal. Then what price does overnight, it makes a high, does that at 2,300 hours. As it's doing that, YouTube, thank you. As it's doing that, it makes a TD9 count top. What does price do? Pulls back and creates a TD9 count bottom at 7 o'clock this morning. Price moves higher. Price is above that TD9 count top. Price is above the TD9 count breakdown level. That suggests that we may have an A to B equals CD to the upside. So for that pattern, the A to B equals CD pattern out here, what we will do is I'll get this set up on my other charts. Give me a second here. Intraday charts. We get the ES Mini. Let me actually go ahead and change the screen right now. So let's get over to the black background screen. Here I've got the A to B equals CD tool. It's going to make it very easy for us to go ahead and draw that in. Now what we're also seeing here, with the ES Mini, that's the 10-minute chart. Let's actually get to the 30-minute chart. That way we're looking at the same thing. And now on the 30-minute chart out here, price above resistance. Yeah, the top of its profile. So the A to B equals CD pattern. Whoops. Sorry, that the ES Mini is signaling to you and I at this stage here. The A point's going to be the low from the time period of about 2:30, that began at 2:30 yesterday afternoon. The B point is going to be that TD9 count top that took place at 22:30 or 2,300 hours. And then the C point's going to be this morning's low at that 6:30, 7 o'clock time frame. So now we've got a 1-to-1 price target of 42.49. What you and I can look at is the retracement here was about a 40% retracement, just below that. Now, price along the right-hand side of that C to D leg. So it still could just be a 1-to-1 level, 42.49. But regardless of whether it's 1-to-1, 1.272, 1.618, how do you know when the A to B equals CD pattern has likely completed? The answer is you wait for a bearish reversal candle, in this case, as price is approaching those price target areas. So the 1-to-1, 1.272, 1.618, 2.0, those are all projection levels. It doesn't mean that price has to hit them right to the T. It's just as we approach it, then what you want to be looking for are reversal signals, reversal candles to confirm a top out there. So that's what it looks like the ES Mini wants to do. Now let's go back to the other, whoops, didn't mean to do that. I actually meant to do this, which was change the screens. Now let's go back to those white background screens. Let's look at the other time frames that are out there. If we need to switch back and forth, we'll do so. We'll go to a live breakout here. Look, and I don't know what a dead break would sound like, but we're certainly going to a live breakout here. The ES Mini says it wants to go target on the 60-minute base, about 42.65. A to B equals C to the side. Nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Same on the 240, same on the 5-hour chart. Resistance level right now probably is 4207. 4198 to 4207. Those are the next battlegrounds. Right.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TAS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Welcome back, folks. So just to summarize the ES mini, we've got a 30-minute A to B equals CD pattern with the first price projection level being 42.49, the second price projection level being 42.81. We look at the 60-minute time frame chart, we can see at the 42.65 area is a TD9 count breakdown area. So those are the price targets to the upside. On the 120-minute time frame chart, not going to really focus on that because I don't have the real bottoming signal out here. So that's the one time frame that we didn't get it. We did it on the 240, and I'd mentioned as we were going into the break that the next level of resistance happens to be it's trading into its bearish structured profile on the 240-minute basis. That's between 41.81 and 41.98. So 41.98 is a resistance level, and on the 5-hour time frame chart at the top of its profile is 42.07. Really call it 42.08. So here's the deal. If you see price close above 42.08, odds favor that we make that move to 42.49. And a close above 42.49, odds favor we get up to the 42.65 level. Now, all of those are subject to the only thing that derails that, well, anything can derail that, obviously a lot of selling. But right now, the only thing that would derail that would be some type of TD9 count top that could form. And I would say it could be in the 30 or the 60-minute time frame chart. We're ways from that. Quite frankly, no, I take that back. In the 60-minute time frame, that wouldn't happen during today's trading session out there. So this looks like, at least at this stage here for the ES Mini, bodes well for going into the close. We take things one step at a time. By the way, 42.48, I don't want to, because I gave you that 42.65 level now in the 60-minute chart out there. But 42.48, if you take a look at the daily time frame chart, it's that red oscillator and change line. That's going to be where the real battleground is at out there. Let's go take a look at the NQ, see what kind of signals we have over there. And as we take a look at the NQ chart, same set of charts. Monthly charts got a nice TD9 count, Rhodes minimum indicator top, suggestion move to 12.207.25. And that looked pretty real. It really looked real because of yesterday's close below the weekly hammer candle, but it's a weekly chart. or last week's close. I take that back. Last week's close below that bottom of that bullish hammer candle, which was also a TD9 count. That was saying, hey, A to B equals CD to the downside. But right now, price is back above that level, so it's going to get a tad more confusing. Maybe that confusion ends when the ES mini gets up to its red oscillator and change line. Let's expand this chart out here. That's going to be the upside price target here for the NQ. That's currently printed at 13,298. So 13,297, 298, 299, somewhere right around there is really where that next battleground inside the NQ is. If I look for any other signals out here on the daily chart, nothing to report on to you. With regard to the 30-minute time frame chart, price is trying to take on its TD9 count breakdown resistance level, and that's at the 13,145. But the real key level that the NQ needs to close above to suggest that it wants to rally further and perhaps rally into the close is closing above its TD9 count top that formed at 2,300 hours, and that is at 13,171.50. That's the number to write down on your pad of paper, 13,171.50. But if you don't have a pad of paper, I don't know, type it in the notes of your computer or something. But in any event out here, if we get a close above that, then that's going to suggest that move up to that red oscillator and change on the daily time frame. The 60-minute chart says 13,343, but I believe we're at 13,300, 13,299 on the daily time frame. So that's the real battle. Now, price can close above that. Then you're looking at a move to 13,699. But that oscillator and change line, that has been significant resistance for several weeks out here. No reason to think that it won't be at this stage of the game, but only time will tell. Did we get bottoming signals on the intraday time periods? We got it on the 5-hour. We got it on the 4-hour time frame chart out here. Each of those have, well, really, it's the 5 hours taking on the top of its profile as we speak. And the 240 is just getting up to its profile levels out there. So there's some work to be done. But as we speak right now, at 1:22 in the afternoon for the NQ, things look pretty good here as well. Let's finish this off and go take a look at the Dow equity future contracts out here. So did not realize it. So we have a caller on the line. My apology. Let's go out to Brent in California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well, Steve. How are you today?
I'm excellent. Sorry that I overlooked your call, but so thank you for your patience and for waiting. And I know you want to take a look at the semiconductor index, specifically the SMH. So tell the folks what I can do for you and how I can best help you.
The reason I'd like you to take a look at it, Steve, is because AMD has their earnings after the close today. And I know that has, enough of a weighting and impact that if it were to be positive, that could affect the SMH. And then, I think some other stocks would probably trade up in sympathy with that. And of course, it could have the inverse, if it happened to go down, then I guess it could drag it down as well. But just looking at because it is down pretty far, and if you had any kind of bottoming pattern, something that might, indicate that there could be a positive bias to it. Yeah.
So AMD is one that's out with earnings after the bell. Was that correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we're going to first take a look at the SMHs out here. I'm just trying to get my other screen. I don't know what's going on here. Just wanted to get AMD going because I'd like to take a look at that with you as well. But to answer your specific question, is there any kind of a bottoming signal inside the SMH? The answer is yes. And that bottoming signal formed last Thursday, Brent, and that is on the daily time frame. What the SMHs did was they formed really an ideal textbook 3-drive to a bottom pattern. The first drive began on the trading session of January 28th. Then price moves down, makes a swing point on March 14th. 30 trading days. 30 trading days later takes us to last Wednesday. Well, what happens after that? We get the Three River Morningstar. That was a combination of last Wednesday, Thursday, and then last Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday's candle sessions out there. That gave us that bullish reversal candle to confirm a 3-drive to a bottom. Price is now inside a slightly bullish structured daily profile, and that suggests that the SMH should go take on the 245.03 level. If they can close above 245.03, well, then we come back, take a look at the weekly chart, see what kind of signals we might have here. The weekly chart, So here's where we're a little bit at odds, Brent. We have the nice 3-drive to a bottom on the daily time frame. The week that began March 14th, there was 48 million shares, and last week price closed below with 42 million shares. So even though it was lighter volume, is 6 million. I mean, it's not like it's so substantially lighter volume. And the weekly chart for the SMHs is in an A to B equals CD to the downside. Now, I can't say it's confirmed, if you will, because we don't have the volume. And price right now is back above that swing point of 237.32. Price did close last month below the bottom of its monthly profile, but we need 2 consecutive closes to confirm that that is a breakdown out here. So back to your question, the answer is yes. The SMHs absolutely have a bottom pattern. It's the 3 drive to a bottom. Any questions about these charts or anything on here before we go slide over and take a look at AMD?
No, I think that's all good. Thank you, Steve.
Okay, so I'm going to put AMD actually up here on the black background screen real quickly just so we can see all the different profile levels. And in the case of AMD, it's trading below profiles on the daily time frame, below profiles on the weekly time frame, and below profiles on the monthly time frame. So not necessarily the greatest of news out there, but maybe there's some bottom signals, and that's what the white background charts are for. So as we pull open the white background charts, what we're going to see is we have a confirmed Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. And that was a 3-river morning star, and that was confirmed on April 28th, so that was last week as well. So it's and really, quite frankly, no, it's not a 3 drive to a bottom, but AMD does have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. Where its resistance and its battlegrounds are going to be, and Brent, we'll talk about this when we come back, is at the 93 level, the 95.72, and 99.80. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. Great.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN has just launched their new trading room, the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. And now they are expanding their reach with the Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. In the Tiger's Den, you can look over the shoulders of Tom O'Brien and the other TFNN hosts while they analyze charts during their live Tiger TV programs, and join an interactive trading community with hundreds of members exchanging ideas. Interact with other tigers and tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day, even at night and on the weekends. The Tiger's Den at Discord is accessible on mobile or tablets as well, so it's always at your reach. To sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders, just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. During that segment, we confirmed that the SMH has a nice 3 drive-to bottom pattern. AMD has earnings coming out after the bell. We're on the line with Brent in Martinez, California. So, Brent, what I've got up on our screen right now to make it easier for us is that 8-panel screen, and so the weekly time frame has a confirmed TD9 count pattern. It will complete this week. You got bar 9 last week out here. It's oscillator and change line change colors. So we have a valid bottom. The upside target there should be about the 103.37-ish area. That's the bottom of the weekly profile. That is also right around where the oscillator and change line is at. And we've got the bottoming pattern out here that Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal. The battles up ahead are those profile levels. And so if this is only a counter trend move, Brent, where price would run into resistance would be 95.72. And the reason is because that is a bullish structured profile. The center is closer to the bottom than it is to the top. And so when you close below a bullish structured profile, counter trend moves will typically find resistance at that center point. If price is able to close above $95.72, then we're off to 99.80. That if you close above 99.80, that would give us a change in trend, and that would give us a change in trend and signal a move up to 125.67. We do have intraday signals out here. You've got a TD9 count that formed at about on AMD. This is on a 15-minute basis, but this still formed. Let me tell you when that took place, because you'll want to watch this intraday. That was at 10:15 this morning. If that high gets taken out, that high, by the way, is 92.21. That's going to suggest a strong momentum move to the upside. Closes above 91.61, 91.86, 96.23. Those are 3 different TD9 count breakdown levels. The first one was for the 30-minute, then the 65, and then that last one was for the 130-minute. Those are other battleground areas. But in short, yeah, AMD has got the bottom signals for its weekly and its daily. It just has some battles up top, but it is really confirming what we see, in essence, inside the SMHs. So that was a mouthful, and I'm going to take a breath here and then ask you what questions what questions do you have, and that come back to these charts or any other ones to help you.
I think that pretty much answered any question I might have. I just I'm leaning towards the bullish side and just looking at the call options and just see. I'm sure there's going to be some premium because the earnings are so close to of course the date that I'm looking at, taking a position. But I just want to see that, and I might even just go to the SMH because that probably won't have the same type of premium potentially. So that's I just wanted to see if it made sense to be looking at it. It looks like it does to maybe take a stab at it. I wouldn't put up a lot of money, but maybe take a shot at it here. Yeah, well, I mean, you to a certain extent, you have what you would like, right? Weekly bottom, daily bottom, intraday bottoms out there. What we just don't know is what's going to happen as price, hits those other sell type of zone levels out there. But you've got at least the bottom signal. So if we're looking for a tell, I think the tell has been told, whatever that means. Yeah, I do believe there's a fair amount of shorts in this. Because I do get. Okay. I know David White talks about that quite often. This group, that and NVIDIA, both have a decent amount of shorts, and I can check that. But, it's another thing that if they were to beat it, it has the potential to, send it upward, of course. Yeah, you got everything you want. So, hey, Brent, always good to hear from you. Sorry that I didn't recognize your call when you'd called earlier, and I appreciate you holding on. And have a terrific Tuesday, and I'll hopefully speak to you again soon. Not a problem at all, Steve. You're on a roll, and I just was, enjoying listening to what you had to say. Just have yourself a great day, a great weekend. I'm sure I'll have a chance to talk to you very soon. Sounds great. That was Brent in Martinez, California. We've got a question that has come in here from Mary, and Mary says, Steve, do you think that we are going to go into a recession, and what would that imply for the stock market? So that's a great question. That question came in earlier, and so what I did for Mary, she hasn't seen this yet, but what I did that for Mary and for us is to really try to go answer that question. You know how I like to answer questions, and that is just simply, I like to be able to go take a look at the stock charts themselves and see what they've said. So what I did for you, Mary, is I went back, I took my historical Dow chart. This is not updated, so I'm not current with regard to where price is at right now. But I went back through my historical
Dow chart. Took me back to 1896 to look at all the different recessions. So I've got them noted here. We've got the COVID-19 recession. We've got the mortgage-backed security recession from the 2007-2008 timeframe. We've got the dot-com recession. So those are the three most recent recessions that we have out here. If we take a look back a bit further, we're going to see that the next set of recessions out here are all based upon energy. And those are probably more applicable, Mary, and everybody else that's watching, that's listening in, to where we're at right now. Is it exactly the same? I don't know that it's exactly the same, but most certainly the thing that has thrown us, and this has been telegraphed, right? This is not anything like the work that I've done here is just nothing miraculous. All I did was just simply go back, take a look at other recessionary time periods, get a monthly chart out, go ahead and either and highlight those specific areas so that we could take a look at it. So when you do this, anyone that's in the administration, you would think also would have looked at this to try to understand energy-wise what has happened in the past when we've had energy-related issues. Well, back in 1990, it was called the oil price shock recession out there. In 1979, it was the Iranian Revolution. And then prior to that, in 1973, was the OPEC crisis. So to the extent that if we take a look at those recessions, really, quite frankly, pretty tepid and pretty mild, quite when the recession was over, price was already at or above the prior highs of that time period out there. So those are three other recessions. And so maybe that says, especially when we take a look at the Dow, that this recessionary period. So this is suggesting to you and I, Mary, that, yeah, we likely are going to, because nobody's taken any action that I can see to try to reduce the energy aspect of this. So as long as we're doubling and tripling and quadrupling down on that, yeah, we're going to end up into a recessionary period. At least that's what these charts are communicating to us. We can go back further out here. And in this case here, we get back into the 70s, the 60s, the 50s, and the 40s. I've got those recessions identified out here just so we can see what impact. So not all recessions, by the way, have a negative impact on the stock market for a long period of time. And maybe that's the most important element of this stock chart here. You've got on the upper or the lower left-hand side, you're back into the 40s and into the 50s. And so you too can do this type of chart work out there. And then, of course, we had the big one, from back in the 1929 area out there. So are we likely to head into a recession, Mary, just to answer your question? I would say, look, based upon the last three energy crises that we've had out here, oil related, the answer would say, yeah, we are. And it's kind of like a no-brainer out there. So I hope that helps you out. What impact is that going to have on our stock market out here? The answer to that really is dependent upon what takes place inside the euro. And what I mean by that, Mary, just in case you haven't, you're a new listener to us, if we take a look at, it's really important to try to understand, not to try, but to understand what's going on with regard to the global flow of capital. We're U.S.-centric. We're here in the U.S. I'm speaking the English language as best as I can. And so we kind of focus just on our market and our dollar, what have you, out there. But that's not how the markets work. And so this set of stock chart that we have out here shows the capital flight. And this is primarily this is the capital flight of the euro. And that's really what we're dealing with. And you can just see the impact that it has had on the U.S. stock market when capital flees out of other countries and flees into the U.S. Well, that gives us the energy needed to move the markets higher, just like it did in 2000. I know they call it the dot-com bubble, but that was a result of capital fleeing Europe, which is exactly what we have right now, and price is sitting on that precipice at 1.05. We get closes below that, Mary, and we can see our U.S. stock market head much, much higher, regardless of any recession. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We've got the all the U.S. indices traded to the upside. Dow's up 186, S&P's up 37, Nasdaq's up 83 points out here. Let's go to our next question. It's coming in from Hector and Patty, and they want to take a look at the financial sector, Bank of America and the XLF. So let's do this here. Let's get over to my 8-panel set of charts out there, and let's get the screen set up as well so that you're following along. And so give me a second here, and let's go ahead and put in BAC. And we'll go ahead and let this populate out there and read Hector's question. Hector and Patty's question goes like this. Happy Tuna Taco Tuesday. Now, that sounds pretty good to me. I might have to consider that, Hector. He goes on and says, Bank of America, we hooked this big whale last Friday. Do we bring him in to the boat or let him get a little fatter out there? So let's let these charts here populate. Come on, don't take so long. While that's going on, I'm going to go over to my black background charts just to get things started. Just take a look at where Bank of America, BAC, is trading at. And it is trading inside its daily profile, Hector and Patty. This is a profile that formed a couple of days ago, and the resistance here is 37.71. So if you can get a close, it doesn't have to be today. If you can get a close above 37.71, that's going to suggest that you let that whale get a little bit fatter. And get fatter to where? Well, your next two levels of resistance are going to be 37.73, so that's not much further from where we're trading. So that says, hey, if you close above 37.71, you're really looking for a close above 37.73. And then if you get that, then the next level of resistance would become 39.36. And that 39.36 is the weekly profile out there. And in the case of the weekly profile, well, we can also, a couple of things here. So I like the load up the boat, so to speak. Why? Because you've got a nice TD9 count bottom pattern on the weekly time frame. An oscillator and change line that has changed color. And that suggests that price and that line should catch up to each other. It doesn't tell us how, where that meet and greet will take place. But right now, I would just simply say that price is going to go target the 40.89-ish area. Now, what we like about the fact that the weekly chart has a bottom signal is the daily is generating a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom pattern as we speak right now. Price was pushing lower, doing less relative energy. You're getting the bullish reversal candle today. It's a slight gap to the upside. So that's that confirmation. You're above 195-minute profile level, above the, you're inside a bullish structure on the 130. That suggests, Hector and Patty, you move up to 38.26. That has a bottom as well. Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, as do all of them. They either have Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottoms or TD9 count bottoms. So Bank of America is looking mighty healthy. The issue is, how does it deal with resistance? So you know where sellers are at, 37.71, 37.73, 39.36 out there. Those are coming from the daily, weekly, and the monthly time frame chart. So we like that, Hector and Patty, and that says go ahead and stay with it. Let's go to the XLF. So let's see if these things will populate here relatively quickly. I'm going to go to the black background screen to just see where the XLF is trading. And because what Hector and Patty want is they want to see a similar type of setup of charts inside the sector itself, right? So they're in one stock. I don't know where Bank of America is in the holdings inside the XLF, whether it's in the top 10 or the next 10 or so forth. But you'd certainly like to see the sector give you a turn. And hopefully what Hector and Patty are in is one of the stronger stocks inside that sector. So what we know about the XLF, and although it's populating right here, it did form an A to B equals CD to the downside pattern out there. And it made the 1 to 1.272 price projection 34.05. It did that yesterday. And now what we're getting is a three-river Morningstar pattern to confirm it's by the D point pattern. It's actually a butterfly buy. And so Hector and Patty, the next level of resistance for you is going to be at about the center of its profile, which is very near that red oscillator and change line. So let's call it in the 35.50 type area out there. It's really 35.51 right now, 54 on the oscillator and change line. So you got to use that as your basic general area. But if price can close above the oscillator and change line, does not have to happen today, that would then signal to us a move to 36.72. Now, before price gets to 36.72, 36.08 is the bottom of that weekly profile. You can see that right here in the chart pattern that is second from the left out there. So that's another possible battle area. Now, unlike Bank of America that had that nice TD9 count bottom, I believe it was, on the weekly time frame, we do not have such a signal here. So, you know, we would like to see that. So not seeing that says, boy, you really got to watch that 36.08 level. And you want to see price close above that. And then if you get a close above it, well, you could get that move to 37.67. So no topping signals that I see here on the intraday time periods to be concerned with. It looks pretty good, at least with regard to the signal today. The question is, can it overcome some of these counter trend resistance areas? And that first one's going to be in that, we're going to call it like the 35.60 level, the oscillator and change on the daily time frame. If you get above that, that'll probably bode well for your Bank of America chart and stock, and that should get price up to the 36.72 level. So Hector and Patty, happy Taco Tuesday to both of you, and thanks so much for taking the time to write in. So no other questions that I've got at the moment, so what do we want to do next? Probably we should go let me see what's going on in the market out here first before we do that. Anything inside the Tiger's Den? If there is, just go ahead and type that in now, and I'll be happy to get to it. I don't think there was anything that had been typed in there. So what do we want to take a look at here? Let's go take a look at, what do we want to look at? What do we want to look at? Steve, could you please look at CCJ? Thank you. It always makes it much easier when I get the request. So we're going to go take a look at this one for one of our dinners out there. CCJ, that is Kimiko, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And the question goes like this. Looks to me like, yes, it was bar 8 on the daily time frame. And if it closes at the current level, bar 9 will form today. So let's go confirm that out here and then see what else the stock charts might be telling us as we do our multi-time frame out there. So this is, again, Kimiko CCJ is the Kimiko Corp out here. I can tell you that it is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. So we certainly want to see a bottoming signal out there. It's consolidating with inside its weekly profile. That range is between the price point of 23.31 to 31.47 and prices above the top of its monthly profile. profile. Now, on a weekly basis, you can see a nice TD9 count bottom that had formed here. So this is suggesting to us that price could get down to test support, which is at the 2331 level out there. The monthly time frame has a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator top. That suggests that price wants to pull back to at least its green oscillator and change line, and that's at the 2405 level. So you got 2331, bottom of the weekly profile, 2406, the green oscillator and change line. But what we did get, so when it comes to CCJ, I actually have this with a confirmed TD9 count from about 4 days ago, the exact day. So the pattern completed on April 29th. The low of the pattern, bar number 9, so now it's a valid signal out there. That was April 28th. That low has never been closed below. So you do have the daily confirmed TD9 count. So good spotting there, even if your eyes were off with regard to the bars. And what this suggests to us, that price should make its way up to its oscillator and change line. And that's in the 2792 level. But before price gets up there, it's going to have to deal with the sellers that reside at 2704. If we look at the other time frame charts out here, the 130-minute chart has a confirmed Rhodes momentum indicator bottom, suggests to move up at 2665. 2680 is a 65-minute TD9 count breakdown level out there. Those are the only charts where I see some bottoming patterns that are in play out here. So with regard to CCJ, Kamiko Corp out here, it looks like we should at least get a counter trend move, and that counter trend move should take us up towards that 2704 to then 2792 level. So I hope that helps you out, and thanks so much for the request out there. No other requests that I see inside the Tiger's Den, and nothing that has come in by email. So back to that same spot here for a couple minutes. What do we want to? I don't know what the heck that was. Let me see here. Give me a second. No? Oh, that was interesting. Okay, let's see. Here's a private ping. Amazon. Perfect. So we've got a request to go take a look at Amazon. And, wow, my clock is really off. I hear music in the background. That must mean we're going to break. When we get back from this break, we'll go take a look at Amazon, AMCM.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my gold report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metal sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. So the request was to take a look at Amazon. And when we take a look at Amazon, when it comes to the monthly, the weekly, the daily time frame, they're all suggesting lower price. Now, on the weekly time frame, it is traded back to its breakout level of support, 23.30. Hasn't hit it exactly. It's gotten down to a low of 23.67. versus 23.30, so that's pretty close. So it has found some support on the weekly basis. When we take a look at the intraday time period charts out here, the 195-minute chart has confirmed a buy the D point. It did that, and we just expand this chart out here. It did that when it generated a bullish engulfing candle. It did that as we came into the close yesterday. So price is trading with inside this profile. Price should go target the top of the profile or the oscillator and change on the 25.67 to 25.88 level. And that looks like it's just a counter trend move. Now, the counter trend can last beyond that area out there. You've got a nice TD. Now you've got a Rhodes momentum indicator bottom on the 65-minute time frame chart out there. It looks like just a counter trend move out here. If anything, it looks like where price would head to. So let me just do this here. Let me change screens real quickly. We just have just a few seconds before we close out the show. You'll see this large A to B equals CD to the downside on the weekly time frame chart. 1-to-1 gets us to 23.25. 20.29 is 1.272. But price on the monthly time frame looks like it wants to get back to test this trend line area at about the 21.92. So with regard to Amazon, looks like we've just got a small little counter trend move that is underway right now. But bigger picture looks like Amazon still wants lower price. Folks, stay tuned. Your favorite polar bear is up next. David White after that. Tom O'Brien will take us on home. And I'll be back with you on wonderful Wednesday. Have a terrific Tuesday, folks.